Okay, I'd be lying if I said that I was not terrifyingly afraid of the people of Elbaph right now, especially the children and the parents of the children, right? I'm sure if you're reading the manga, you could say the same thing, because at the end of the last chapter, 1140, get a panel of Shamrock saying, make a game out of it, after they just devised the plan to group up all the kids, right? They're going to go to the Walrus School, they're going to get all the kids, they're going to group them all together, and we're going to make a game out of it. Now, if you guys know One Piece like I know One Piece, then you know that I know this isn't good. The Gods Knights are here, and they got children, and they want to play a game? Okay, Diddy Knights, let's calm down for a second. The game that we are talking about is the game that was played on God Valley. Like, it has to be, right? It has to be. Where they hunted slaves. They hunted children slaves and used them as points. And also, you were allowed to kill anybody that got in your way, including the people that lived on God Valley. Those people were points too. So, not only are the children in danger, but the giants themselves are in a lot of danger. Okay? And right now, I'm not too sure how this is going to go, because in my opinion, like, we just got out of Egghead Island, right? And that was the Gorosei and a bunch of the Marines, including Kizaru. And listen, this was all of the Elder Stars, right? This was all of them. This is not just, it wasn't just Saturn. This was Saturn, Venus, Peter. This was everybody, bro. Like, everybody. And we got away with mid difficulty, right? Would you agree to that? Like, it was hard in terms of fighting them, but like, the goal was to get out of there, and we did. And we did it relatively kind of easy without taking too many casualties or too much damage to, the ship or anything else. Like, we only lost Vegapunk, air quotes, lost, right? And so I'm like wondering, okay, so if that was all the gods, if that was all the five elders, plus Kizaru, plus the Marines, we don't think that we're gonna be able to escape or destroy this game on Elbaph? Like, the game totally changed when the Giants showed up to help out the Straw Hats, right? Like, can we all agree there? Like, the game totally changed. They came, they wiped out all the Marines, pretty much, all of their boats, and they played a significant role in the escape for the Straw Hats. Do we agree on that? I think we can agree on that. Now, the Gods Knights, not including Shamrock, because he has to go back to Mary Joie, are on Elbaph, and Shamrock gave them the order to create a game, to make a game out of it. Now, the game that he's talking about is probably the game that they played on God Valley that we heard about in the God Valley flashback and Kuma's flashback, right? Kuma was the last, one of the only last survivors of the last game, because I think that was the last game that was played in terms of, like, the Gods Knights, God Valley thing. There could have been more games on different islands. I'm not too sure. We don't know about any. But from what we've read from the reading material, God Valley, that God Valley incident was the last time a game was played. And at the time, Figurlin Garling, he was pretty much the Shamrock of the time, right? He was the head God's Knight, right? And so he was the champion. He was the best out of all of them because he was really good at killing people that couldn't defend themselves, and slaves, and also children, because, Figurlin Garling is such an amazing person, right? Let's not forget that. And also, let's just throw this in there. Shamrock is not a saint. Garling is a saint. Saint Figurlin Garling. Now, I said in a video a while back that Shamrock and Shanks are obviously brothers, and I feel like that their mom knew that Garling was a piece of shit. So she decided, instead of my kids growing up to be like their piece of shit asshole father, that they're going to be their own people, and I'm going to at least save one of them. So I'm going to put Shanks, which ended up being Shanks, I'm going to put this baby in a treasure box, and hopefully somebody finds him and raises him as a better person in a better life somewhere else. Because I believe that their mom wasn't evil. I believe that she's seen that these are kids being killed in God Valley. These are slaves being killed in God Valley. Like, this isn't right. Any normal person would understand that. And since Shamrock isn't a saint, does that mean he's half-blood? He's not a full celestial dragon, but Garling is, so he's a saint, and then some of the other Gods Knights members are saints. Gunko's not a saint, so we're assuming that she was recruited. So there could be a bunch of different possibilities there, but anyway, back to my point. So, I believe Elbaph could be the next God Valley, where there's going to be a huge war. The Elbaph tree might get destroyed, which isn't, a theory of mine in particular. This is a theory that a lot of people are speculating ever since we met Loki and said he was going to destroy, Elbaph and the world and all that. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that he's not going to intentionally destroy Elbaph, but Elbaph is going to be destroyed because of what's going to unfold in the near future. Not because the goal is to destroy Elbaph, but it's going to be destroyed because of the war that's going to happen on Elbaph with the Gods Knights, with the Straw Hats. And I do think the Straw Hats are going to prevail. Obviously, they're going to prevail because we're going to need to continue on the story. So we're going to win somewhere, somehow. And I think that obviously they're going to win because Shamrock got sent back to Mary Joie, right? Oda's like, we don't want him to lose just yet. Let's pluck him out of there and put him back in Mary Joie. So when the Gods Knights do lose, it's because he wasn't there, right? So we're going to give a little bit more drama to the story. Like, yeah, you guys may have won, but don't forget, Shamrock wasn't there. And now y'all got to deal with them when you guys go to the next island, right? And I'm wondering how this game is going to be played out. Like there's only 4 Gods Knights and there's an entire army of giants. Like, they're going to have to bring more people from Mary Joie, or they're just going to be losing Gods Knights left and right. They're going to be losing Gunko, they're going to be losing that Kieran guy, and they're going to be, losing that other dude that's in his boxers, right? I forget his name. St. Somers, was it? And, maybe not, though. Maybe not. Maybe they actually do pull some stuff off and they take some hostages and they bounce out of there. Maybe they pull a Straw Hat on Egghead Island, right? Maybe they kind of get some, very significant children. Maybe they take Colin. Maybe they take Ripley, right? Or maybe they take a bunch of the kids and they, abyss, and they transport everybody back to Mary Joie and they have them stuck, right? So maybe that's the game. Come get your children if you want them. Who dares step foot on Mary Joie? Now that is a plot, because right now the plot's like, who dares go to Elbaph? Who dares, wrestle with the giants? Who dares rustle the nest of the sleeping giants? You know what I mean? Well, what if we flip that on the head? We go there, we infiltrate, we take a bunch of their kids, and then we take them to Mary Joie. Now it's like, yeah, let's see how many of y'all really care about these children. Who's going to come mess with the kids at Mary Joie? Who's going to run into Sama? Who's going to fight us on our home turf? Forget going to all these islands trying to find you. Why don't you come to us? How about that? Now we're talking, chat. Now we're talking. This is going to be crazy. Elbaph might get destroyed. We might have to take a trip to Mary Joie to free the kids, right? Maybe that's a plot Dragon will take, right? Maybe Dragon goes to Mary Joie to save the kids, right? He saves enslaved people all the time. So, it's going to be very interesting. I cannot wait to see how this plays out. Now, I just do want to say one thing about the Kirin Devil Fruit user. Now, in mythology, the Kirin god, yokai, shows up when a ruler or a significant being dies, okay? If you look it up, the Kirin yokai shows up when a person of great significance, a leader or a king, dies. So, do not be surprised if a ruler or a king dies. And who's the heir to the throne of Elbaph? Loki. So do not be surprised if Loki dies. Okay? Alright guys, that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I will see you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.